Hi, I'm Jackie Pickering here with Fidencio Enriquez, and we are in Los Angeles at the Home Depot Center, where the LA Galaxy and Real Salt Lake both held their final training sessions prior to Sunday night's Western Conference Championship. Now, Fidencio, for the Galaxy, that Juninho is back from suspension. What does his presence do for their midfield?
He's an essential guy. The LA out there today in training called him their rock. He's the guy out there in the middle of the field that'll fight for the ball, get the ball back. And for David Beckham, that means that he'll be freer in the attack. He'll be able to go up forward a bit more and send in those deadly crosses we all know him for.
Well, you mentioned David Beckham. In that match against New York, it was obvious he was dealing with some back issues, something he's had a problem with all season long. How will that factor in?
Yeah, well, you saw he struggled throughout that game in New York after suffering a knock, but he played through it. He put in a great effort. He was obviously the biggest influence in their win on Thursday night. That said, today out in practice, he looked fine. He looked good. He said his back was bothering him a little bit, but there's no way he's staying out of this one tomorrow.
Well, Real Salt Lake is dealing with some injury issues of their own. Nat Borchers and Jamison Olave still a big question mark. How essential is it to have at least one of them back in the lineup?
Right, well, we saw what happened in Seattle. Chris Schuler and Chris Winger battled valiantly. They barely got out of there alive with a 3-2 win on aggregate. So having either Borchers or Olave back there would help provide that leadership and solidity in the back that they'd obviously love against the LA Galaxy.
Sunday night, we will see a rematch of the 2009 MLS Cup Final, arguably the two best teams in the Western Conference over the last 3 years. What will be the keys for each of these teams if they want to advance?
Well, for Salt Lake, obviously having Nat Borchers and Jamison Olave out there in the back would be key. It'd be fantastic for them. They feel that if they could have their official starting 11 out there, they can beat anybody. And for the Galaxy, the key goes back again to Real Salt Lake center back pairing. If Borchers and Olave aren't there to stop Robbie Keane, he's just going to relentlessly hound the back line, trying to put in those crosses and those services from David Beckham and Landon Donovan.
All right, well, right here at the Home Depot Center Sunday night, we will see the Western Conference Championship between Real Salt Lake and the LA Galaxy. Coverage begins at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN, and of course, you can follow along with a live chat right here on MLSsoccer.com.